Derek, your last fight was in February when this COVID-19 situation wasn't so big, at least inside the UFC. I mean, there weren't all these procedures and tests before the fight. So how are you living this atypical fight week?
You say that one more time?
Yeah, I was asking, how are you living this atypical fight week?
Living?
How's this fight week compared to the other?
This fight week I'm usually in the room anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I'm always in the room during fight week. I really don't associate with people outside of my camp. So it's really just another fight week to me.
And what do you do to kill time in your room?
To kill time, I just talk to my family, my kids, or I just watch Netflix.
Cool. Did all the pandemic context affect your preparation for this fight?
Not at all. It really just helped me actually. I brought a bicycle and I've been cycling a lot early in the morning, like doing 20 miles a day. So it really helped me a lot.
My final question is, what kind of fight do you imagine for Saturday? Where are going to be the keys for your victory?
I think you'll see something you haven't seen from me in a long time in the inside the octagon, that I'm going to come out balls blazing.
My first question is, how do you imagine the fight on the weekend? Because on your last fight, we could see you trying to exchange and trying to box with Fabricio Verdum, but I don't know if you are planning to exchange with Derek Lewis too, or you prefer to go to the ground game.
Of course, you don't know my game plan, and I hope Derek Lewis don't want to, because if he know about my game plan, this was terrible difficult. One of the goal any fighters, you must doing something what your opponent doesn't wait from you, because if you do everything and your opponent knows about your game plan, he can preparation very well and you can't win. This look like chess. You must always doing a different steps, different anything.
And well, you both, Derek, and you are both well experienced fighters, but you have much more fights than him. So how do you think the experience will play a part on the fight?
I hope experience is my experience can help me in this fight, because my opponent very big, very tough. He explosive, he smart, and you know, he stay in top 5 many times, and this mean this one of the dangerous fighter in the world.
And Alexi, tell me, if you get the win on this weekend, when would you like to come back to the cage? Would you like a quick comeback, or would you prefer to take some time?
It depends from my condition. If I have good health and good condition, I am ready to fight anytime. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, no problem. But it not depend from me. Nobody knows. Maybe I'm ready for 1 month. Maybe I'm ready for 6 months. I hope everything will be right.
My final question is, how long will we get to see you fighting? Because we love to see you. I personally love to see you fight, but I don't know if we can imagine in an Alexei Oleinik fighting much more time.
Fighting. I think not too much time. This short time, maybe 7 years, 10 years.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
My question is, what readjustments did you did for this fight? You know, Akhmedov is a strong opponent with a few losses, and he's on a winning streak. So, which is your strategy to face him?
What's my strategy in facing Akhmedov?
Yeah.
Pressure, takedowns, jiu-jitsu, striking, everything. You know, I think I'm the better guy everywhere. He's a dangerous guy. He fights very hard in all positions. But I do feel like I'm a level above him in pretty much every aspect of fighting. So I just gotta go out there and prove it. I'm not expecting it to be easy, but I want to make it. I want to show that there's different levels to this.
And how do you think that a winning against Akhmedov will give you a lot of confidence to face maybe a top contender in the middleweight division? How do you reveal yourself after the loss against Reyes and the previous one? How was that process?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is my first time fighting somebody who's not in the top 5 or top 10 in 9 years. So going against top competition is not something that I need to really like, it's not going to throw me off. I have a lot of experience with that. That's where I belong. So I just get finished with this fight, and I'm taking him very serious, and then we'll see what happens next.
And what do you think about the new fighters in this division, like Vettori, Adesanya, who is, despite that he's the champion, he's a really new competitor in this division. Now Whitaker just beat Till, and Cannonier is kind of back. So how do you analyze this division, and how do you think you can put yourself in there and in this time now? What do you think about that?
Yeah, the division is definitely exciting right now, and I think my fight will speak for itself and put me right in the mix of all that pretty quickly. So
My first question is, how do you feel about the smaller cage in the Apex Center? Do you like it? Do you prefer the smaller cage?
Hey, no problem. Small, doesn't matter.
And what about the experience? Because you're going to face Chris Weidman, who really has a lot of experience. Do you think this will be a factor on the fight?
Chris has a lot of fights.
Yeah. He's Chris is good fighter. His big name. Is a good chance for me. Is close title.
Yeah, well, I was thinking to ask you about that. How far do you think a win would get you from a title shot?
So if you beat Chris in the rankings, you.
Maybe after we maybe 9, 10. I don't know. Next
okay.
level.
And my last question is, what kind of fight do you imagine? Where are going to be the keys for your victory?
How do you win your fight?
Maybe knockout.
Gracias por visitar Somos MMA en YouTube. No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal y activar las notificaciones para seguir disfrutando de nuestro contenido.